Welcome to Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Ben Slinger, and with me, as always, for 250 episodes, is Trevor Scott.
Hello. Oh my god, 250.
250 episodes we've been doing this for, Trevor. We've been recording most weeks. We've been releasing something every week for nearly 5 years.
But you know what we've never done before?
What's that?
A clip show.
That's true, but I don't want people who have, been coming through our entire backlog to, come here and have to just listen to the best bits or whatever.
How about the worst bits?
Well, no, we want to forget about those.
I'm saying, you know, the bits that we cut out of every single episode, you know, the thousands and thousands of games that we've cut out over the years.
Oh, yeah.
How about we just let the audience listen to some of those? Let's pick the cream of the crop of those.
So we'll go back through. Wait, are you going to take the time? Because there's a lot of stuff. Are you going to wade through that this week?
It's your edit.
And put together a show?
It's your edit.
Fuck, it's my edit. All right.
And then
I guess you can. I guess I can find the time.
You can pull.
To go back
you can pull
through.
the clips together, and then we can introduce the clips. We should have really talked about this before we actually started the episode.
Yeah, I'll gather the clips and maybe we'll come back and record tomorrow night, and I'll have the clips ready and we can intro them.
Okay. So I'll send you all the shitty ones that I cut out. You send me all the shitty ones that you cut out, and we'll sort of make a list together.
Yeah, all right.
Maybe we should get back next week. I'm thinking next week because there's a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah, it might take a while. Okay, well, look, this is not important for the audience because they're going to hear all this cut together anyway. So let's get back together in a week. We'll have gathered our clips and we'll intro them. And we'll do a clip show of all our cut bits.
It's been 1 week.
Oh, my God.
Whew.
Why do we have to wade through all that shit?
That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, audience, we're back. We did go through all of our old stuff.
Let's talk about the game. Click Pitch is a game where we each had a random word generator most of the time, and on the count of 3, 2, 1, click, we clicked and got a couple of words. Sometimes one word. Sometimes who knows when we started doing ramped up Click Pitch. There's a few of them in here.
Yeah. And then we throw those games together.
Yep. And
we make a game design. We've been doing that design almost every episode.
Almost every episode.
For the 250.
These are all the clips that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Well,
we cut them because...
all the clips...
No.
We've just been literally listening to only this for the last week. We've got that much old stuff sitting on our cutting room floor.
We record, multiple hours a week and cut out essentially all the stuff that we don't think should make the show.
90% of what we do. I mean, you're literally hearing the best of the best every single week. It takes us 14 hours to edit
that
each
10
week.
hours that we record, and then I don't know how we hold our jobs, honestly, but we do it all for you, dear listener.
Singular
listener. That was like the royal we, the royal listener. And so by the time we get to the end of this, it's going to be a really long intro, but and I know you want to hear some games, but these are games that we either thought didn't make the cut, or they were referencing, referring to something that we didn't think we should keep, or I don't know, there might be some spicy. We've tried to leave out anything problematic.
Yeah, I mean the amount of times that Ben has called me a fucking asshole. Well,
that's it. Just a lot of what gets cut is Trevor and I kind of sniping at each other. When you listen to the show, it probably sounds like we're mostly having fun, we're mostly good friends, but if I'm honest, Trevor can be a bit of a diva about this stuff. Don't look at me like that, Trevor. Don't start in the intro. It's hard to cut from the intro. So we cut out a lot of that stuff. So you may hear some of that sneak in. and I apologize for that, but we felt that some of these were good enough that they were worth bringing back and sharing with you.
And to make things a little bit easier to know who's actually in it, we've cut out all the ones that our guests were a part of.
Yeah. Some of that was for legal reasons. They wouldn't let us sort of reuse that stuff because we did get a bit, at each other during those episodes. They weren't really comfortable with us continuing and using the rest of that stuff. But some of it was.
We'll
just
see if we can clear it with legal, and maybe you'll hear that at episode 300. Yay! Anyway, here we go with our first game.
Okay,
this is from rather early on in the period. We only had one word at this stage. It's just a noun. And here we go. Past Trevor and Ben. 3, 2, 1, click.
I have accounting.
I have tunnel.
Tunnel accounting. So is this maybe a tunnel that someone is sending their illegal riches through?
Ooh, yes. I like the idea of maybe they're sneaking accountants into a firm and cooking the books, and then they sneak
cooking
them out
the
again.
books.
So
so it's like the Underground Railroad of
mafia accounting,
dodgy accounting. So do you think you're designing these tunnels? Or are you just sort of running the business, perhaps, where this is occurring? Or are you one of the accountants?
Ooh, I kind of like the idea that the tunnels have been around for years, and you've finally found the entrance to your local division of tunnels. And
are you investigating the tunnels?
Well, you're not just investigating, but you're maybe looking for some accountants. And I think, like Pokemon style, you can go out there and sort of capture the accountants and bring them into your illegal operations to help you clean the books. But you can also battle them against each other.
Bob used long division. Is that something that accountants use much? I don't know.
Elaine used derivatives.
Yeah.
It was super effective because Bob didn't understand it.
Bob used shredding incriminating documents.
It's super effective.
It's super effective as long as you do it quickly enough before the...
Elaine claimed sexual harassment and won.
Well, I mean, that's good for her. You got to speak out about that sort of stuff. I don't know if I have anything else on that one, do you?
No, I think... who knows? This will probably end up on the cutting room floor like they always do.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can kind of tell why we didn't keep that one. It didn't really go anywhere.
But it's one of the better ones.
Are we going to review these? It was one of the better ones. I mean, there was some meat there. You could have taken that a bit further. I think back we weren't really.
Have you noticed how well I cleaned up the audio? By the way, like it sounds like we're using the same mics as now, but we're using our old mics.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you for doing that, so that I didn't have to do that on my edit or mess with any sort of EQing or anything like that to get it to sound right. Going from the old stuff to the new stuff. So, all right, I think the next one is one of mine. This is actually from a relatively recent episode, somewhere last year, and so we were doing ramped up click pitch, and I think this is from somewhere in June or July. I don't remember which episode we cut it from directly, but Let's hear it.
3, 2, 1, click. Dismal Phoenix.
Hot list.
So
that's pretty good. That's an interesting.
Yeah, Dismal Phoenix. Like, is it a phoenix that doesn't really come back to life when it?
It's a phoenix who is so depressed that its tears extinguish its own flames.
Ooh. Well, that's pretty dismal.
It's really tragic.
It's really kind of dismal.
Yeah.
What's the game about, then? Are you the owner of this phoenix and you're trying to get its antidepressants?
No, that's fucking stupid, Trevor. It's a terrible. Just why would a phoenix have antidepressants? Like,
Because it's sad.
they don't work on. But they don't sell them for.
Well,
Get it together, Trevor.
there's a place down that alley over there, like, that could sell them. So this is a video game world. Let's do it, please. Can we go down this route?
Trevor. Fine. I guess I should be doing a yes and.
Thanks.
No matter the quality of the suggestion. All right. So antidepressants for a phoenix.
Mm-hmm. What was the other word?
Hot and list.
List. Okay, so he's got a list of things that he needs to do.
So this is the phoenix. So this is the owner of the phoenix.
The owner of the phoenix.
And one of the things on the list
yes,
is like
I did
buy
say
antidepressants.
owner of the phoenix, not order of the phoenix. Like, we're not doing another Harry Potter thing.
No.
Oh, hopefully when this lockdown is over, then you can go see Harry Potter and the other, I don't know, whatever the fuck the stage show is. I think that you're supposed to be seeing that soon, weren't you?
Yeah, I do have ticket. We do have tickets to Cursed Child. That we're hoping.
We saw it at the start of this year. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So it's not Harry Potter. You're going through your list. Is it a bit like Untitled Goose Game where you're trying to cross these things off your list
Yes.
as you sort of wander around the town?
But I kind of get the feeling that this owner is just kind of procrastinating and not really wanting to go into the pharmacist to pick up his order of
Anti-Phoenix depressants.
Yeah, antidepressants. So he's just kind of keeps on adding things to the list every time that he gets it. That he sees someone, it's like, oh, what do you need? I can go get that. Like, and things just go on top, and it's...
Is the Phoenix with you while this happens? Do you think? Just like...
No, I think...
Just waiting at home.
I think what happens is after you finish, like, a couple of things on the list, like, the game does
like a cut over.
Back to the house, and the Phoenix has lost a couple more feathers, and it's a little bit more sad.
Right. This is a Phoenix well aware of its own mortality.
And it's really hot in the room, and, like, which normally for a Phoenix it would be fine, but because this one's a bit depressed, like, it's not handling the heat well at all, and it's like...
Well, in fact, the tears while extinguishing the flames become steam, and so it's essentially just like a huge sauna in there.
It's just hotboxing.
All the time. Yeah.
It's hotboxing Phoenix tears, which, of course, are extremely potent and...
Hotboxing Phoenix tears is a great phrase. We should name this episode Hotboxing Phoenix.
It depends. This could end up on the cutting room floor like so many of our games do.
Well, yeah. It's fine. And Trevor, I really wish that you'd stop like mentioning that maybe our games will end up on the cutting room floor, because sometimes I like just you saying that means that I have to cut it. And
I'm sorry. Okay, so hotboxing Phoenix tears.
Yeah. Let's try to keep it rolling.
So the owner is just really, really terrible and is procrastinating. Like, no matter what the person who's playing this character does, I think the character just won't go into the pharmacy. It's like, oh, but I've got to help Joe first. I've got to help Joe from down the street. Like,
right, you can never like select that as your primary mission.
Yeah, the idea is that he's like, oh, I've got so many other things that I need to do. Like, I talked to Kelsey down when I was at the supermarket, and she needs $13 so that she can catch a train down to. And I don't have change, so I've got to go over to the newsagent and buy a newspaper. And then when I met Joe there, like this is other Joe. When I met Joe there, I had to.
I mean, it's a common name.
Yeah. He basically said, look, I can't usually give change unless you're buying something, but if you do this for me, then I'll be able to give you change. So I had to take bananas to his poor sick mother. But then when I got there, like,
but his mother, who has a pet chupacabra, because I'm assuming we have different fantasy creatures as pets in this world.
Yeah, of course.
Her chupacabra, needed fresh meat, and so I decided I had to go to the butcher. And so, do you find out though that you're thinking this whole time that this is this owner just doesn't want to get these antidepressants for his phoenix, but is it because if the phoenix cheers up, then he will then be able to go up in flames and die and resurrect, and he'll when phoenixes resurrect, they have to fly free, and he won't be his pet anymore.
I think what's actually happened is he's now addicted to the phoenix tears, and he's just
farming. He's just milking this.
He's just really wanting to get his apartment all good and hot boxed.
As you see more and more of the apartment in these clips in between, you notice that not only is the steam rising from the phoenix tears, but there's also a condensing unit up above that then drips it down into bottles that then get labeled with pure phoenix tears on them, $700 a bottle, and are going down a production chain. Yeah, okay. So he really is just a prick.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a horrible protagonist to play, but...
And that's my idea. That's my new idea for the latest Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, so that one was interesting. I apologise for the little bit of animosity in there. I did mention up front that sometimes we get a bit snippy at each other. I'm sorry, Trevor. I know that it ended up being a fine idea.
Yeah, it was just legal wasn't very happy with me saying right at the end, that's the latest Assassin's Creed game, because...
Yeah, we have to be really careful. Ubisoft in particular are litigious.
Yeah, very litigious. And
so you'll notice we don't mention them very often.
Obviously,
sometimes
legal are fine with the phrase hotboxing Phoenix Tears now. They were not quite happy with it at the time, because I believe there was some new drug out at the time that was something very similar to Phoenix Tears.
Yeah, but it sort of slipped.
Yeah.
It didn't really catch on.
Yeah.
So we're probably clear to use that now.
Well,
maybe we'll use it for this episode.
Yeah. They're nodding yes. So we're clear to use it. Yeah.
Good. Thanks, Jane. Thanks for checking in on that for us. You do a good job.
Oh, you haven't met Jane. She's our legal advisor. She's here with us every single week, and
because we do, she stays with us for the whole 10-hour record, and makes sure that we don't cross any lines. It's important.
My next one that I've got is, it must be in the hundreds somewhere, around about, I'm seeing here, it was around the time that we were going to the Global Game Jam. We are doing another ramped up click pitch, so that's good. And here we go.
Cool. Okay, managing Advent.
Sympathetic interview.
Oh, okay. Managing an interview is interesting there. Advent makes me think of an Advent calendar. So maybe this is some sort of interview to be one of Santa's elves? Or work at the workshop?
Yeah, I just don't know how we're going to do this in such a small way that we could actually do it in the couple of weeks at the Game Jam. That is our main thing for today, that we're trying to make things nice and small and...
Right, yeah, okay, I know. We're trying to keep it in scope. I mean, it could just be sort of a conversational game there then, where you just have the interviewer, and we sort of have different options that you can go through. You probably wouldn't need too much in the way of logic and graphics then, and you could maybe we could focus on a bit more of the story or the conversation.
Ooh, maybe you're trying to get as much sympathy as you can from the manager, that they give you the job even though you're highly underqualified for it.
Yeah, well, I was about to say maybe that's just one of the options through it, but you're right. Given that We probably don't want to overscope.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we somehow set it up that, yes, you are vastly underqualified. You've never built any sort of toy before, much less the high-tech electronics that Santa's elves now have to put together.
Mm-hmm.
But you just love Christmas.
And you've got such a sympathetic story that in this interview you make Santa cry.
You have to make up. You have to come up with the story as you play, and hit all those right notes.
Ooh, it's Usual Suspect style. In the fact that you look around the room and you find different things that you can now link in. That's pretty highly scoped for a global game jam game. But
so wait, you're saying that's like, okay, well, wait, look, oh, ho ho ho, okay there, you want to be an elf? No, I'm not good at that. We should take improv classes sometime.
Yeah,
so we can do more character work, because I'm just terrible at it. Anyway, you're Santa. Well, Santa says to you,
how about we do it in May? Like, it's 2020. You know, there's so much to look forward to. Like, let's take time out of our year.
The problem is, Trevor, that the improv classes are all in the city. They're so far away, and I don't think there's no reason for them to start online classes.
But of course,
which would be the only one that would work for us.
You know that, like, in just earlier this year, we got through the whole COVID thing. Like, obviously, it's not around. Like, we got through our one or two cases that we hit. You know, I'm feeling lucky about this year.
So you want to take the time and go into the city?
Yeah. Let's live life. Like, let's go out. Let's make 2020 the year that we go out and we do all the things that we've always wanted to do.
All right, well, we'll give it a go. We'll get out there. We'll put ourselves out there. Mm-hmm. We'll talk to as many people as we can. Shake so many hands. We'll network. This is our year for networking. I'm thinking of starting the European kissing on the face thing. I don't know. What do you reckon?
I think that's a good idea. I mean, obviously, COVID's no concern. So,
no, we beat it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It was nothing. It was a blip. Anyway, so you're Santa Claus. So you're saying the Usual Suspects thing, because that tickled my fancy, because I'm imagining a situation where Santa Claus is like, you know, oh, you want this job, and you're like, yeah, I really want this job because my parents were such big, you know, Christmas fans. And they go, oh, what were your parents' name? And you have to go, Candy Elf, because that's all you can see.
Well, no, you can literally say, oh, it's very emotional for me. Can you please get me a mug of hot cocoa? He goes out, and you can, like, mark a few things in the room, and basically you can sort of bring some of these things together to start making a backstory. And it's kind of like Mad Libs that you're sort of filling in.
I get that. I'm just wondering what sort of variety of things Santa Claus has in his office.
Well, it's an escape room, and it's at the same time. So if you can get his safe open,
Trevor, scope.
Oh, that's right, scope. Maybe the safe is already open.
Okay. And what's in there?
The list of names.
Oh, okay.
And so you can just find any of the names from the list. And, then, Chris and Anne, Dasher. Okay. No. Now what I like is that he knows who's good and bad. So depending on which list you choose the names from, you have to craft your story effectively. Because if you start your story and you choose, Andrew Franklin was my dad, but you chose that from the bad list, then you better not slip up later on and say that it was your mum who was the alcoholic and left you, and your dad brought you up, loving Christmas. Yeah.
As your sympathy story, because Santa will be like, pretty sure Andrew Franklin was a fucking asshole.
Yeah. And the fact that, Santa's only voiced for a couple of lines in the game, but I think if it's always the swearing lines, that really, really, cements down how much Santa cares about, getting the truth.
Yes, that's it. You make sure that when you talk about someone you've taken off the bad list, we'll find someone at the Game Jam. If we do this at the Game Jam, we'll definitely find someone with a good Santa voice to just come in, say a bunch of names, and be like, Daniel is a cunt. Ho, ho, ho.
What? So Daniel is a C word and a hoe. Like, that's...
Times 3.
Times 3. Wow. That's
Triple ho. Triple threat.
triple threat. Wow.
I think we've got a Game Jam game.
Ugh, that one didn't age too well, did it?
So if you're following us, we did not make that game at a Game Jam.
And yeah, my whole thing about we actually went and did Impro in May of 2020, but
yeah,
COVID.
It was all online because we were deep in lockdown by that point.
Yeah. Good on us for actually following through with that. That's.
Yeah, my Santa is way better now. If you're ho ho ho,
you've been taking lessons.
Yeah, most of our Impro lessons have been about doing Santa.
Yeah,
really.
Well, you always take it there.
I do. Well, okay. Most of our Impro classes, I just play Santa. I just think it's funny, and everyone loves it. I'm sure those faces that they make when I come in with a new character going ho ho ho, like. I think it's that they love it. Okay, well, I've got another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually back from close to when our first one was. It's a little bit after, pretty early on. I think maybe in like the 60s or something. So, I mean, within the year. And it is just it is another single click pitch. It's a regular click pitch. And, yeah, let's jump into it. All right, 3, 2, 1, click. My word is nest.
Closure.
I mean, that just makes me think of like a psychologist's office or something.
I mean,
bird psychologist.
What I was thinking is nest egg. Closure after a death or closure in the fact that you've finally closed out that part of your life and now you can move on.
Are you someone whose nest egg was stolen and you need closure on what happened and why?
Okay.
So you're sort of seeking out someone from your past.
And why is the person who stole your nest egg an emu?
Because they mistook it for their own egg.
Obviously, it's that golden egg from the MLC commercials back in like.
Do they still use it? I don't know. I don't see ads anymore.
I don't know whether they still use it. I remember that, and it's like it's a golden egg.
Was it like was there a kiwi or something involved?
I don't know.
Anyway, yes, your nest egg was a literal golden egg.
Yes. Laid by golden goose like that, like it's a big egg. That golden goose must have been sore afterwards because it looks like an emu.
It's a big goose. It is a big goose, though. I don't know why there's any sort of economic crisis ever when we have that golden goose.
Oh, I know.
Like,
Jane, are we allowed to talk about the golden goose? We might have to cut this bit.
All right. Well. We'll see where it takes us.
We'll keep going, yeah.
We'll see where it takes us. So, your golden nest egg was taken by an emu. So, is this just an emu hunting game then? Are you a human yourself?
Ooh, what's another bird of prey?
Are you an ibis?
Oh, bin
that
chicken.
preys on my fucking lunch when I go to the sanctuary.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of a bin chicken. So,
is this an anthropomorphic world?
Yes, definitely. We haven't done one of those for the last 2 episodes, so we definitely need another one of those in. It's not in VR though, so I think Sammy Deej will be pretty happy about this.
I think the beak in VR would be very distracting.
Yeah,
if you're
and the fact that you're continually diving into bins.
Yeah, it'd be get a bit claustrophobic.
By the way, PAX is coming up.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Gonna be awesome.
That's going to be awesome. We should do. Should see if we can do an episode there.
Yeah, I think around about our 100th episode is going to be at PAX. So let's see if we can organise someone cool for that.
Yeah, let's do it. So you're an ibis.
Yes.
An anthropomorphic ibis. So person shaped mostly, but you have the beak.
Yep.
You still enjoy bin juice.
Yep.
But you buy the top shelf bin juice.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Or you did before your money was stolen.
Yeah, you did before your money was stolen. But now, as you're going around finding this emu, it's a 3D adventure game. But if you get too close to a bin, or you get close to the stink lines coming out of a bin,
they draw you in.
They draw you in, but they draw you in with you got to play a little mini game or something like that to make sure that you get away from it.
Yeah, okay. And so how are you tracking this emu down? Is it like a Carmen San Diego kind of thing where you're going place to place?
Wow, I haven't thought about Carmen San
next?
Diego since the early 90s.
But it's my go-to for that sort of jumping between locations, investigating.
Yeah, okay. So I think you're going between different cities and towns in Australia.
Yeah. Essentially an Australian version of where in the world is
Emu Sydney Argo.
Emu Sheila
Bonza.
Sheila Bonza. Bonza Sheila. Bonza Sheila. Emu Bonza Sheila is my name.
So I seem to remember that there were lots of different people that you could... lots of different other criminals that you could catch, and you had to
narrow it down
get
or something.
Clues or something together.
Do we want to keep that for this? Is it? Yeah, I mean, it
other
could be
Australian animals that you end up sort of going up against. You got kangaroos, you got wallabies, you've got quokkas, you've got Tasmanian devils. We go
full Carmen San Diego, where it's you get there and you talk to someone and they're like, "Oh yeah, someone came through here with a giant fucking golden egg. They had a tail," and you're like, "All right, knock off a fucking I don't know what doesn't have a tail."
Quokka.
Knock off a quokka. Knock off a quokka.
Yeah.
That's just fun to say.
Knock off the koalas.
Knock off the koalas.
But you can't knock off the hoop snakes.
Well, they're all tail.
Exactly.
You don't know where tail ends and mouth starts.
It's head tail. There's nothing in between. It's just head tail.
No.
In fact, is the head part of the tail, because it's sort of head, tail,
yes.
And then
if you've ever seen,
because the tail then goes back into the mouth again, it's sort of it's tail, eyes, tail.
If you've ever seen a skeleton, a hoop snake skeleton, you can see it's essentially just all one.
In fact, if you're at home and you've got a hula hoop, crack it open and see if you got one of the lucky ones that have the prize of the hoop snake inside.
Well, sometimes I think they just crawl in there during the production process and get stuck.
You know that's how they mold most of them anyway. They sometimes
mold the hoops around the hoop snake.
They sometimes get stuck inside there because the mold just doesn't release well.
I've forgotten what this game was about.
Emu Bonza Sheila.
Emu Bonza Sheila. So that's just one of them then.
Yeah.
Obviously. So Emu Bonza Sheila could be one of the...
Kangaroo, wallaby, Tasmanian tiger, because they do have a tail, but it's only small. But
the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's a hoop snake. And hoop snakes a dime a dozen in this game. If it's a hoop snake, you can't...
They're kind of your minor criminals. They're maybe the ones...
They're henchmen, yeah.
The henchmen. If you're on the right track, you see a hoop snake just
roll through. Just roll through, yeah. Exactly. It's really scary, though, because... the drop bears, you just never know where they're going to drop on you.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the hazards. Because I think we're doing this as like a 3D adventure rather than Come and San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
It's like just sort of an interface.
Yeah, when you get into a town, like, the time starts ticking. Like, you have to actually walk through town. There are 3 buildings in this city where people are going to be that you can go talk to them, but you have to find what
maybe you
buildings
have to
they are.
you almost have to follow clues to find where they might be as well.
Because there's only 3 people in this city that you can talk to.
Yeah. There's a bar there, like, go in there. You might get lucky. One of those people might be there, or you talk to the bartender and they'll point you in the direction of the person you need to talk to. And you've got maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something.
They could be at the library, or they could be at the airport where you just were.
Yeah, it's annoying when that happens.
Yeah.
To go all the way back.
It's really weird that every single town that you go into only has 3 people, though.
Oh, yeah, and that they somehow all saw this criminal, but they're at all different places in the town.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Very coincidental.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, we obviously take a lot of inspiration from the old Carmen San Diego games. But yeah, I like that Australian spin on it. Modern, 3D.
Emu Bonds of Sheila.
I
think that's our new game. So,
cool.
Why did we cut that?
Yeah, I don't know. That seemed like it would fit right in.
Jane's telling me it's because we mentioned her name and we're not allowed to do that.
Oh, I forgot that we had that clause in the contract.
Sorry, Jane.
Sorry, Jane.
Is this whole episode going to be? Oh, you've waived it for this episode. Good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. We'll get you a gift card or something.
One day we'll actually get you on mic and. Oh, she just stuck her finger up at me.
Yeah. No, I don't. Haven't you learned yet? She doesn't want to be on the show.
Yeah. She doesn't really want to be here. She's just looking at her phone.
Yeah. Well, she's probably looking up some legal stuff for us. We appreciate it, Jane.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, she doesn't have her headphones on. Okay, that's fine.
She's somehow finding it on Twitter.
She's what?
She's obviously doing all of her legal research from Twitter. Oh, no. Reddit now?
Oh, well, no. If it's Reddit, it's fine. There are lots of lawyers on Reddit.
I think she's just going to Pornhub.
There are a lot of lawyers there, too. Or at least they say they're lawyers.
Okay, so I've decided that we're going to go back to one of the ones that we cut out when we had our issues with our random word generator. We were trying different things. This is a What 3 Words. I believe you clicked the What 3 Words for this one.
Okay.
So, at least I think that's the one that we've got here.
Yeah. So for those who maybe don't remember, there was a period where our random word generator wasn't working. And so we were using what3words.com, which essentially just gives you 3 words based on a GPS coordinate. Mm-hmm. So let's go into that.
Okay, Ben, What 3 words?
Yep, well, I've clicked somewhere random just outside of Sydney, and I have editor, noises, sits.
What's that last word, sorry?
Sits. S-I-T-S.
Editor.
Noises.
Sits. Okay. Has someone put a whoopee cushion down on his seat?
I was definitely going to someone editing audio or film and who, needs to strategically fart at different points. Yes.
Ooh, so it's one of 2 different ways. I was thinking newspaper editing, but now you've opened my eyes to the fact that this is a film editor, like a video editor, who is looking for loud noises to cover his horrible farting because he ate beans last night.
Or maybe this is a situation where they're doing ADR dialogue over a film.
Mm-hmm.
but the editor keeps farting during the takes.
Yeah.
It's really causing a problem.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too. Where's the game in this?
So you've got a gas meter,
Yep.
a flatulence meter, and you can let out like a little bit at a time, but you risk a squeaky one if you do that.
And they're really high pitched, and therefore all the bass in the world isn't going to cover that.
No, you can't get rid of that. Or you can let out a chunk at a time, and it'll be quicker, but it'll be like a rumble.
A good rumble. What do you do about the smell? This is when I'm glad there is no smell-o-vision. Like, you can't
You're in your own little booth. So actually it's about the toxicity level in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you do have to get up between takes and quickly, like, open the door, let some out, because otherwise you will pass out from lack of oxygen.
Yeah. Is it one of these games where you've got to keep all the plates spinning? So you've got, like, the fan that, if that goes out and, like, obviously air's not circulating anymore, and you're just hotboxing in your bean farts and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then and so you have to fix that up. Then, if the air isn't circulating, then the computer is also overheating. So you now need to,
Well, yeah, and you're overseeing this ADR session, so you've got having to like line up the next clips, respond to the actors. That's not strictly the role of an editor at all times, but like I sort of picture it as a hybrid role of, ADR, tech, editor. You're also it's a low budget movie, so you're wearing a lot of hats, and so maybe you're even directing their performances as well or something. But yes, most of it is fart-based gameplay.
Yes. I was just thinking that, like, with South Park, The Fractured Butthole that just came out a little while ago, there was actually left stick sort of gameplay that you could do to sort of, like, work up your farts and all this sort of stuff.
I never managed to play that one. So you're thinking bring in some sort of physicality
to
the gameplay.
Work out the farts.
I mean, you've got your controller rumble.
Yeah,
could be a part of it.
And if you do it wrong, then obviously it's not going to be the type of fart that you wanted. Tony Hawk style, where you're like trying to, more like skate style, where you're trying to do a kickflip or whatever. You're trying to do
So I'm curious if you're trying to let out a silent but deadly.
You have to bring both thumbsticks down, and you have to go up through the middle as close to the middle as possible.
Up through the middle, as close to the middle as possible. If you go too far out, you'll let out a little squeak.
Yeah, you want that silent, so it's got to be nice and slow, but it's got to be as close to the middle as possible. Otherwise, a little bit either way.
I'm loving the dynamic fart tech that we'd have to come up with for this, where based on how far off center you are, you might, like, the pitch might change, but moving too fast, like, that's going to be the resonance, is going to change.
Especially because you're in a small booth, the resonance is actually, around that fart level. The resonance of the booth.
It's a glass booth as well. There is one Easter egg where if you let out the
brown note,
the squeaky, no, not the brown note. That could be at the other end. I was talking about like the highest pitch fart that you can. It resonates with the glass and shatters it.
Now I'm wondering if these silent but deadly sort of farts that people always talk about. Can dogs hear them?
Oh, you're saying they're actually so high pitched
that we can't hear them.
So you're essentially claiming that there's no such thing as a silent fart.
Exactly.
This is a bold claim, Trevor.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Acclaimed fart
Jane,
scientist.
can you check that out for us?
Joe, you can't say her name.
Oh,
it's in our contract.
We're going to have to cut this. We're going to have to cut this again. God damn it. It's such a cool idea.
That one was going well.
Sorry, Jane.
I wish I knew how to just cut little bits of audio out of a section. We didn't have to throw away a whole game.
We only know how to cut out, like, whole segments.
An entire segment, yeah. We really need to learn.
We really need to learn how to edit.
Ways. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, well. Next one, I guess. And we did eventually learn. How to edit just little segments. We didn't have to cut out a whole game just for one mention of it. Yeah. We finally looked it up. Which is a shame. I mean, we're a bit more mature now than we were 6 months ago. So we might not make a fart-based game like that.
No.
I don't know. Although that fart tech, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a pretty bold claim, though. Did we ever work out if I was the first one to claim that? She's saying no.
Yeah. You weren't.
She doesn't know. She didn't bother looking.
Oh, she doesn't know. I never looked it up.
No, neither
she published a paper.
Oh.
All right. Well, I've got one. It's actually quite recent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just from a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember we did that extra long session?
The 15-hour one. Yep.
Yeah. We were so tired by the end of it. Our ideas that were coming out were just completely out of control. Almost nothing from that final, 7 hours even of that record was useful.
Yeah. But
this one sort of stood out. It was right near the end of the recording. We were kind of loopy, and I think it's worth bringing back.
Okay.
Tangent Mobile.
This one's literally explaining me right now. Exhausted passive.
Yeah. Push through.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Exhausted. Okay.
Yeah.
A mobile. Exhaust could be like the exhaust from a car. Like, if something's been exhausted, it's had exhaust from a car.
Yep.
Blown on it. Mobile.
Passively. So it's kind of like...
So it's just sitting.
A passerby was just standing there, and it's like, it's like passive smoking. It's like passive exhausting.
So could the tangent be... Is this like a sort of a driving game where you have to hit the right angles, the right tangents and things to get your toxic exhaust onto the right people?
Ooh. Okay. Are you an assassin? Driving around the city, literally trying to put your passive poison exhaust and spread it over your target, and therefore
just
kill
your
them.
target.
Just your target. So it's all about, like, when you get close, you got to flick the switch, and that dumps out the exhaust.
Okay.
It sounds like a bit like a backfire, but this idea's all of a sudden got me all perked up a bit. Like, who would have thought?
I'm still
15
not
hours
quite
in,
there. I'm still not quite feeling it.
And then then you get on your mobile afterwards, and you quickly ring up the boss and say, "It's done. I dumped my load all over this target."
Like toxic load.
Toxic load. And the boss goes, "Good, here's your next person."
Do you have to go and then stock up on your poison somewhere? You got to refill?
Yeah. I think there's kind of like in GTA how you got the pain spray. Yeah, the idea is that because, pay and spray, the idea is you get paid and you spray people. We're just stealing that same...
we still call it pay and spray?
Yeah. In fact, that's actually the name.
The whole game is pay and spray.
Pay and spray, yeah. You get paid, and you only spray when you've. In fact, you make the phone call. That's why it's called. That's why it's got a mobile in our words, because you're actually calling up and making sure that they've actually paid money into your bank account, and then you hit the button and bang, you got paid.
So the challenge. So then the challenge comes from you sort of like if. You might only have a second when they're passing close to the road.
Yeah.
And so you have to, like, drift around a corner, hit that button at the right time to burst out some gas without hitting other passerbys. But, I think you get a penalty if you hit other people with that cloud of gas.
Yes.
Other than your target. Okay. You could make that go real, like, you could get some real over the top situations then when it's like, well, this person it never gets close to the road, but they do
if
cross
I take this tangent.
They do cross this footbridge where if I ramp off this, truck at the right time, I can jump right over that footbridge
and dump my load.
Dump your load.
Just as you're passing overhead.
Just as, yes.
And it's all in slow motion. It does. I mean, we're stealing a fair bit of stuff from GTA right now. But, you get that launch and it goes into the cinematic camera mode and you see it just going over and you see him pick up the mobile and ring. And he's
checking it in the air.
Were we paid? No? Okay. And you sail over the top.
Hands off the button.
Hands off the button. And then you find out that they got paid just as you pass, and you're just like, oh no, it's too late.
Then you've got to take another pass at it.
And I think that happens because you didn't actually do the right thing, which was you were supposed to hit, the car carrier that was on the on like the freeway. You had to hit the car carrier so that all the cars fell off, and that it dropped down, so it actually created the ramp. So instead of ramping off the middle of the freeway, you actually ramp off the moving ramp, basically. And that gives an even better cinematic mode. And that's the reason. You didn't find the right way to actually do it. And it's kind of Hitman-esque in the fact that car carrier only passes by at the right time, at a certain time in the mission, and then you have to go round again and hope that the person is crossing the bridge at the same time as the ramp is there. Like,
I am liking this idea of a car-based Hitman.
Yes,
where it is around these levels, and you're just sort of hooning around, trying to find the opportunities, tracking the path of your target, potentially altering the path of your target by, like, causing accidents. It may be that they only come close to the road because you made a car smash into their favourite
ice cream shop,
pizza shop, ice cream shop that they can now no longer go to, and so they have to go to their second favourite.
So they're outside
close
sulking.
To you.
They're outside sulking, and then you drive by. You park on their feet with the back wheels, so they can't go anywhere, and you slowly let out the poison straight into their face.
Yeah,
and
with like that old fart game. You could be like that old fart game. Do you remember that one we did?
That was cuts. We can't be talking about that.
Ah, fuck.
But yes, I think that was a good idea.
But you can let out that gas like with the thumbsticks, like
right down through the
slowly.
Middle. Right down through the middle. Yep, that was a really cool idea.
Shit! But now I've mentioned it, we're going to have to cut this whole segment.
Yeah. I found
Trevor, next week
I found this really cool program. It's called Reaper. We can actually start editing the audio. I'll teach you how to do it, but I don't think we'll have it set up.
So we can do more than just a segment.
We can do more than just a segment.
Yeah, can you learn that next week? Because it's been nearly 250 episodes. We should
really get on.
We're getting close.
Get on that.
We should really learn that better. So you can see why that one was cut, because obviously we mentioned the previous game. But
I mean, listening back now, I'm like, you said that it was crazy, but I'm like, maybe it was just what we were thinking could have happened. I mean, some of the crazy ideas that I was having as I was listening back then was, like, remember that episode of Futurama where, like, Bender turned into like, the were car? I thought, what if this character turns into a car a la Bender, and it's sort of like the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Tony Hawk's Underground, where you can jump onto the skateboard and then jump off again.
You can come back
you can transform into a car and transform back again.
That'd be cool. Oh, I wish you'd... I don't know why you didn't say it back then.
Because you went on the tangent about editing and all that sort of stuff, and the old fart game. Like,
yeah, I guess we knew we were going to have to cut it, so we didn't keep going.
I got my notes here, and I was like, that's exactly the idea that I was about to come up with. So,
well, speaking of your notes, do you have another one for us?
Yeah, my next one that I've got lined up is that's going back a long, long time ago. So, like, maybe the 20s. We've just come off a long run of guests. Our longest run ever, which happened in the first like...
The first few weeks.
Weeks of what, it seemed like we were going a long way, but this is just before you headed off to Canada. So...
Yeah. I took a 6-week... trip to Canada.
This is the end of like 30 hours of recording, because we did so many recordings.
Because we were trying to bank some stuff for while I was gone.
Yeah. So
right.
Yeah, let's see what happened back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play some click pitch. 3, 2, 1, click.
All right, my word is winding.
Mine is icon.
Ooh. Winding icon. What sort of icon on a computer would have something winding?
It's got to be a car game, doesn't it?
A car game? Oh, like winding along, like winding streets or something?
Yeah. Or is it a clock game?
I was more thinking like a fishing line.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of... winding icon. So what if, like, this is literally the best clock winder in the world? Like, he's an icon in the world of clocks.
Okay. What sort of skill is required for winding a clock well? Like, better than someone else? Is it just about
knowing the tension of when you go too far? Because if you go too far, you can actually damage the clock.
Fully wound, yeah.
And you never actually want to fully wind a clock, because that actually damages it.
Right.
Too much tension, and the whole inside's just ready to burst.
So this guy just knows he can feel it.
Yes,
as he's doing it, like when it reaches that right tension, he's such. Well, so are there other things then that this skill comes into play with this ability to like feel mechanical tension? That he can use in other places. Can he like feel a like Coke can and know when it's like going to explode?
Yeah, he feels it and he goes, "Ooh!" Tap the top and then opens it, and it's all better.
Yeah, so he goes around doing that, helping people, just grabbing people's cans and going, "No, that one's fine."
Yeah,
no, tap it, or it'll explode in your face.
Yeah. There's, I mean, one of the things that I'm now thinking of is kind of like the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas hot coffee mod, where like it's all cut content. Like,
he knows the tension of before an orgasm.
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
Yes. So
you can feel that tension building.
He can basically like. I mean, it's all by himself, but he can feel the tension, and he's actually quite good.
By himself. So he's just good at knowing when he's going to ejaculate.
Throughout the whole game, he edges.
See, wait. You're saying this clock winder just has to be right on the verge of coming throughout the whole game. Very tantric. He's a tantric clock winder. There's an episode title for you. Is this the way he keeps his powers? Like, is this because he's so close? His tension is so on edge. That's why he can feel when a clock is that close to being like as wound as it should be. Because he's so wound up all the time.
So wound up all the time, but he's got to be very careful as he's winding the clocks. Because if he gets to that perfect sweet spot, you know...
On the clock,
he may just get to that sweet spot in his life.
In his life? Do you mean like he might come in his head?
Exactly.
Yeah, and then he can't wind another clock for at least a few hours.
And then credits roll. And it's
the recloctory period.
Well, yeah, recloctory. That's another. That's you're coming up with all the good titles. I'm going to have so many good ideas that I can pick up while you're gone in Canada. Like, it's going to be so cool. So anyway, credits roll.
So much of this stuff.
And then I think we're going to have to get the rights from the Lonely Island to play "Jizz in My Pants."
Yeah, that over the credits. Yeah. That'd work well. I mean, I think they'll appreciate the humour of this game.
I'm just thinking of all the games that we've come up with this weekend. There was the whole grandma as a prostitute. There was like...
Well, yeah. This has been a good session.
Yeah.
You're going to have plenty to work from while I'm gone. You should probably get some guests on again, too. Like, I know we haven't... Find some people to... Yeah.
Yeah, I might see.
Because I don't know if there'll be enough here to cover.
We haven't had Sammy Deej on yet, so I'll call him up and see if...
Yeah, get Sammy on.
Yeah, that'll be good. I might even try Pete from, like, Game On Australia, and yeah, I've got a couple of ideas.
Cool, yeah, that'll be good. You'll have fun while I'm gone.
Yeah, you bastard. Why the fuck are you leaving me?
Yeah, we're prepping. It's fine. I've got to get back to...
You do realise that you owe me. You owe me for all these edits. Like, I've got to wade through 30 hours of this shit. Taking segments and like, cutting the shit ones. Like, how many hours am I going to go through this? Like,
look, just think of it this way. We're going to have plenty of fodder. If we ever want to, like, pick up stuff off the cutting room floor in future, we're going to have so much stuff from this session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever do that. Like...
Why would we need to? I mean, we're constantly cutting stuff, but there was some stuff that was right on edge this time. Edgy.
Did I tell you that my friend Jane responded, and yeah, she might. She
can come do the legal stuff.
She might be able to come do the legal stuff for us. I'll try to organise it while you were gone.
Yeah, that'd be awesome because we need to make sure we're not going to get in trouble with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was really weird. We talked about so many things in that clip that have come up this episode. I guess we just chose them well. Did I ever make up those edits for you? You seemed really frustrated back then at all the edits you were going to have to do.
I don't know. Yeah. It's all in the past. That was what.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Anyway, look, nowadays, who knows when I'll get to go to Canada again, so it's probably not going to happen for a while.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay, it's my turn. I've got one here. Do you remember PAX 2019? The last PAX.
Yeah, the last place that we went to, yeah.
Before COVID. We did one episode on the show floor, but we also recorded an episode that first night in our hotel room, which we didn't end up using any of.
No, we didn't use any of it because I was so drunk.
Yeah. But this is the one where you were kind of mostly coherent.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought this was worth bringing back. Released recorder.
Unread interaction.
Wait, what? Interaction?
Interaction, yes. Interaction.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Released recorder unheard.
Unread.
Yes. Interaction.
Jeez, I knew I was drunk, but
I mean,
you realize you had a
too,
few as well.
It's PAX. You gotta have a few.
Oh god, we're gonna be up in like 4 hours. Back on the PAX floor.
That's all right. We'll be fine. Well, let's get this done though.
Yeah.
So unread makes me sort of think of like notifications on a website.
Recorder makes me think of like either
hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns. Oh, I could use some hot cross buns right now.
Oh god, I know.
But no, what else was I thinking? Yeah, recorder that way, or that like maybe your webcam is being recorded.
Oh, okay. So is this one of those like operating system games? Essentially,
Yes.
You're like a fake operating system,
but it actually records your physical webcam.
So okay. You have to give it permission to use your actual webcam. It's required.
Mm-hmm. If you don't have a webcam, you cannot play this game.
Do we do some like facial recognition and stuff where we can
dox
like
them? Yes, that sounds like a great idea.
No, I mean, we could, if we actually built that, you could really like get a lot of people.
You could make a lot of money. Oh,
information.
A lot of money. Yeah.
Don't make that face at me, Trevor. You made me spit on my drink.
Oh, you're still drinking? Jeez, I thought I finished my drinks hours ago.
Oh, there's just water. I know that after I've been drinking a lot, I need to have a lot of water. Or I'm going to be.
Why didn't we think ahead?
Why
didn't we think ahead and get like a thing of bread? Like, that's the best way to mop up the alcohol.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to go somewhere early tomorrow and get something.
Okay, so unread interaction. Right. So you're on this website.
So, okay, let's just go back. Yeah, you've got the webcam. I think, not the doxing thing.
No.
But
whether it's a real webcam or not, like I kind of think that it might be better if you don't have a webcam, it's just like...
There's like pre-recorded
stuff. And...
Because I do like the idea of kind of... what was I? Like, you're talking... Like, someone takes over your webcam, obviously in the context of the game.
Yeah.
And they're talking to you. But so you can answer, like when you do voice recognition stuff, if we've got control of the camera and their microphone, where you're talking back to someone and they're like typing to you on the screen, like a kind of a hacker or some sort of, or it could even go in a horror direction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. Horror. I kind of like the idea that maybe your character is like in a hotel room. And so I'm kind of against using real webcam stuff now, and I kind of want to have it that your character is in a hotel room. He's like a traveling salesman, or he's there for some sort of expo, and he's like he keeps getting these messages about, I saw you out on the show floor today, and there's a photo of you on the show floor, and then there's.
My phone just went off. That's really creepy, man.
Just as I was saying it. Just don't look at it. It's a dick pic.
Oh, did you send it?
Yeah.
Trev, was that what you were doing when you were in the bathroom before?
I think I drunk dialed you. That wasn't for you.
Oh, I think I'm gonna vomit.
Okay, so we're cutting that one there because I thought you actually, vetted some of these. Like that one was.
Yeah, I just thought. The rest of that was right at the end. Funnily enough, that was the one that was most useful right at the end before we cut, because I was feeling so sick after that. I remember. Do you remember that? I mean, how much of that night do you even remember?
Something about cuddling in the same bed?
That's not... I wasn't asking that. Yes, I remember that too. We don't need to bring it up here. No, I just meant, like... I didn't even remember... Like, I was going back through the old audio... And I was like, I did not remember any of that. I don't remember recording it. So yeah, I thought that was a fun one to bring up.
Jesus Christ.
We should not record while we're that drunk.
No.
Ever again.
Just the usual drunk.
Yeah.
Just 8-9 hours into a podcast drunk.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the mix of the, like, exhaustion drunk, and we're also drinking actual alcohol, and yeah. Anyway, I think let's do maybe one more, and, we're sort of making this into a bit of a bumper episode. I hope that everyone's enjoying these clips, but let's just do one more, finish it off. Trev, where's this one from?
This is only from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, another recent one.
Yeah,
okay.
Another recent one. Ramped up click pitch. I think we just learned to edit, so it's literally really recent.
Okay.
So there may be some weird cuts in this one.
Yeah, we did go a little bit over the top with some of those, and once we learned to like actually cut out some of the
silences,
breathing, the spaces and the silences and the burps and the coughs. Yeah, we kind of took a little bit of getting used to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all right. So let's listen to it, and hopefully it's not too bad, difficult to listen to.
Yeah, I don't know. I listened to this one drunk last night. So okay, 3, 2, 1, click. Waived prosecution.
Waved with like an I.
WAVED.
Okay. Coloured chorus.
Okay. So I saw waived prosecution and I'm immediately thinking he's a prosecutor, he's a surfer.
Okay.
Does he come in with board shorts into like board shorts, surfboard, and like shaggy blonde hair?
And a briefcase.
Sorry, Your Honor, I just surfed in.
His briefcase turns into a surfboard.
Yeah, it opens up and then closes
like
up again.
stretches out. Yeah, like a telescoping briefcase thing. That's how he gets to work. He has to do it that way. Mm-hmm. Surfs to work. All right, so this is the surfer prosecutor who is like shaking things up because he's cool.
So chorus
and colour of some sort, like bringing colour into it.
Colour is literally just his board shorts. Like that's
his board shorts are just so colourful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is this a musical? Does the jury break out into song? I guess it doesn't have to be musical. It could just be like speaking in unison or something, or like cheering you on or something.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the chorus either being, because I'm looking at a definition of chorus right now, either part of a song which is repeated after each verse, a simple song for group singing in informal Christian worship, or a piece of choral music, especially one forming part of a larger work such as an opera. Yeah,
I mean, that's sort of what I was thinking. It could almost be that you've got this operatic jury. That's a weird word. That is like singing behind you as you, or like responding the way they respond to your objections and things is they'll come in with a lovely harmonic oh, or something, or a gasp or whatever, and then the judge gets up and does a solo and.
Ooh, and each witness testimony is like a solo with like some back and forth bits, call and response from like the prosecutor. Ooh, you could definitely have it along the lines of like the Monkey Island sort of thing where
the beat's going and
and then you click on the thing at the right time and the rhyme goes back and forward.
Yep,
that's cool.
But you've still got almost Phoenix Wright style
objection,
catching them in a lie and that sort of thing, where depending on the choices you make.
Is this in the Phoenix Wright universe then?
It can be. I don't know a ton about the Phoenix Wright universe, but sure.
Do you play on the prosecution side and you're going up against the...
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're the surfer prosecutor, right?
Yeah, you got surfing mini games in between each case. Like, depending on how you go, depends on whether you lose your briefs and your board shorts.
Lose your briefs. Love it. Love it. That's a good pun.
I really hope we don't have to cut this. I just want our listening audiences to know that I can say a funny pun
but
too.
You can do puns too. Trevor can do puns. I don't know. It's my edit.
They
Maybe
get cut out all the
I
time.
don't know if I want anyone to know that you have that power.
Come on,
I could just cut out just that pun now.
Oh no, you've got the power now.
I have the power.
Oh, I had a great idea for the 250th episode, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should do a clip show, right, of all the cut content.
Of cut content. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's a good idea. We should.
But we make it
We'll
up.
think about it. Oh, we make it up. So we just improvise as if we are doing stuff from previous episodes.
Yeah. I mean, we've got so much old stuff, but it's wouldn't it be funnier if we just improvised the whole thing? That's
a good idea. We could tell them that
or do we want to hold that over?
We could make up a whole
episode 300
lawyer character who doesn't come on mic. We could.
Jane's just over there.
You're breaking my brain, Trevor. Let's just stick with the old. Let's just stick with actually bringing in old clips.
Yeah. Okay.
Old cut stuff.
That'll just be easier. Easier than making up a whole heap of bullshit that goes for about an hour.
I don't even know how we could do that.
We can edit now. We can literally take some of the cut content, put it together.
No, I just mean I don't even know how we'd make up that much stuff. We're not that good at improvising.
Oh, that's true. That too.
Yeah. Those improv classes did nothing.
They were great though.
Yeah, well, that's fun.
Yeah. Oh my god, I got a little bit meta at the end.
Yeah, just to be clear, we didn't make this up. This is all real content. We decided on pulling from our
we decided that we're not good enough at improvisation. Decided that we're not too good at that, so we thought, no, let's actually pull real clips. So maybe for episode 300, we'll do.
We might be good enough by then in a year. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a fun episode to do. Looking forward to that.
This is our shortest recording ever.
Well, just because we were able to rely on those old cut clips.
Yeah,
it's great.
We should do this more often.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind not having to edit through 10 hours of audio. Certainly.
Oh, true. I've done a lot of work this last week.
Yeah, are you going to get fired? Because I
was supposed
not
to
even
work.
I
was drunk for most of it.
I mean, that's not that unusual.
So anyway, that does bring us to the end of tonight's episode. Hope you enjoyed this departure from our usual.
Yeah, this little trip down memory lane of the things that don't make it into our episodes.
That really should never have seen the light of day, but
obvious reasons. Yeah. Jane is going to be working hard on this episode. I think she's going to let us put it out, but
she's nodding.
Okay. Well, she just doesn't give a shit anymore, does she? I think we've broken her.
She just shrugged her shoulders. She's got her headphones on again now.
All right. Anyway, if you want to go back and listen to our previous episodes, go to podchaser.com/bitstorm. They're all on there. You know, fun little game. Try to figure out exactly which episodes some of these cut clips might have been from. They might tie into some of the. You might be able to find where we sort of snipped them. Let us know if you figure it out. And also, if you'd like to shoot us a review, let us know what you thought of this show, of this clip, this cut content show. That'll sort of determine whether we will want to do this again.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Also, we'd like to thank Kuridas for allowing us to use their song Magnify and Suffer the album Containment Failure for our opener and closer each and every week.
That's right. So thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
And I don't know if I want to do this podcast anymore, Trevor. I think that's enough. I think I should just stop there. We made it to 250. What do you reckon?
No, I want to continue. There's a lot more cut content that we can pull from.
Maybe we'll just only use cut content from now on. We just won't talk about it. They won't know. The first few years.
They won't know. I've edited a lot of stuff over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
the last week,
cool.
I should say.
All right, good. Because I don't really want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I hate you too.